Title: Preserving Muscle While You Sleep. 7 Evidence-Backed Strategies for Long-Term Strength and Vitality. Introduction. Imagine a quiet health crisis unfolding while you sleep. One that doesn't announce itself with pain or obvious symptoms, but slowly erodes your strength, metabolism, and independence. This isn't a dramatic disease or a rare condition. It's muscle loss, a process that accelerates as we age, and one that science now shows we can influence with surprisingly simple choices. A groundbreaking Stanford nutrition study set out to explore how dietary shifts impact health, asking hundreds of participants to adopt diets high in fat or carbs for a full year. We tracked everything: weight loss, insulin sensitivity, microbiome changes, even gene expression. The results were eye-opening, but one finding stood out. The amount of protein consumed wasn't the primary driver of muscle retention. Instead, when people ate, what they paired their meals with and how consistently they fueled their bodies, especially before sleep, mattered more. Why does this matter to you? Muscle loss isn't just a concern for bodybuilders or fitness enthusiasts. By age 50, most of us begin losing 1 to 2% of our muscle mass annually, a rate that accelerates after 60, leading to sarcopenia, the age-related decline in muscle mass and function. Muscle isn't merely about lifting weights or looking toned. It's a metabolic powerhouse that regulates blood sugar, supports immune function, and preserves mobility. Losing it increases the risk of falls, fractures, and frailty, quietly undermining your ability to live independently as you age. Here's the surprising part. Much of this muscle loss occurs not during the day, but at night. While you sleep, your body enters a fasting state, and without adequate nutritional support, it may break down muscle tissue to meet basic metabolic needs. But what if you could steer your body away from this breakdown using simple, evidence-based strategies? No supplements, no gimmicks, no midnight chicken dinners required. That's the focus of this article. We'll explore 7 science-backed strategies rooted in clinical nutrition, metabolism research, and behavioral science to help you preserve lean muscle while you sleep. From the timing and type of protein you eat to the role of your gut microbiome, sleep quality, and even your ethical values, we'll uncover how small, intentional choices can make a big difference. We'll challenge myths, like the idea that eating before bed causes weight gain or that massive protein shakes are essential, and offer practical, accessible ways to nourish your body. Whether you're 35 or 75, aiming to age well, sleep better, or simply feel stronger, this guide is for you. Let's make tonight's dinner a long-term investment in your health. Ready? Let's dive into the science. Section 1. The science of overnight muscle loss. Every night, as you drift into sleep, your body doesn't simply shut down. It shifts into a state of repair and rebuilding. This includes maintaining muscle mass, a process that hinges on a delicate balance between muscle protein synthesis, building new muscle tissue, and muscle protein breakdown, breaking down muscle for energy. During sleep, particularly in the absence of food for 8 to 12 hours, your body enters a catabolic state, where breakdown can outpace synthesis. Without sufficient circulating amino acids, the building blocks of protein, your body may tap into existing muscle tissue to fuel basic metabolic functions, such as maintaining blood sugar or supporting organ repair. This phenomenon is especially concerning as we age. Research shows that after age 50, muscle mass declines at a rate of 1 to 2% per year, accelerating to 3 to 5% annually after 60. This loss, known as sarcopenia, isn't just about weaker biceps. It's linked to reduced metabolic rate, impaired insulin sensitivity, weaker immunity, and a higher risk of falls and fractures. A 2018 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition estimated that sarcopenia affects 10 to 20% of adults over 65, contributing to $18.5 billion in annual healthcare costs in the U.S. alone. Muscle, it turns out, is a cornerstone of vitality. The good news? You can influence this process with a simple intervention: pre-sleep nutrition. A seminal study by Dr. Luc van Loon at Maastricht University explored this concept by giving older men a 40 g serving of casein protein 30 minutes before bed. Compared to a placebo group, those who consumed casein showed significantly higher rates of muscle protein synthesis overnight, meaning their bodies were actively repairing and building muscle while they slept. Remarkably, these weren't athletes or gym-goers, just average adults, many over 60, demonstrating that pre-sleep protein benefits everyone. Why does this work? During sleep, your body relies on amino acids to fuel repair processes. If your last meal was hours earlier, say, dinner at 6 p.m. before a 10 p.m. bedtime, your amino acid reserves may be depleted by midnight, prompting muscle breakdown. A small, protein-rich meal before bed acts like a slow-release fuel tank, providing amino acids throughout the night. This doesn't mean gorging on food. Studies suggest 30-40 g of protein, equivalent to a small meal or snack, is sufficient. Let's debunk a persistent myth. Eating late doesn't automatically lead to weight gain. A 2019 meta-analysis in Obesity Reviews found that small, nutrient-dense meals before bed, especially those high in protein and fiber, do not contribute to fat gain in active adults and may even improve metabolic markers. The old adage, "Don't eat after 8 p.m., ignores the body's need for raw materials during sleep. Instead of restricting food, focus on what and when you eat. A practical example: a bowl of Greek-style soy yogurt with hemp seeds and berries, or a slice of sprouted grain toast with almond butter and banana slices. These choices deliver protein, healthy fats, and micronutrients without spiking blood sugar or disrupting sleep. Practical takeaway: tonight, try a small, protein-rich snack 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Aim for 30 g of protein from whole foods like lentils, tofu, or dairy, if you consume it. Reflect on this question. What's one evening habit you could tweak to nourish your body rather than restrict it? This small shift could be the key to preserving muscle and vitality for years to come. Section 2. Protein timing and types. Protein is the cornerstone of muscle preservation, but the type, timing, and quality matter as much as the quantity. Early research, like Dr. Van Loon's studies, focused on casein, a slow-digesting dairy protein that releases amino acids over 6 to 8 hours, making it ideal for overnight repair. Unlike whey, which is rapidly absorbed and better suited for post-workout recovery, casein acts like a steady drip feed, ensuring a consistent supply of amino acids during sleep. But what if you're dairy-free, vegan, or simply looking for variety? Recent studies have expanded the conversation to include plant-based proteins, offering hope for diverse dietary preferences. A 2020 study in Nutrients compared casein to plant-based protein blends, pea, rice, and pumpkin seed, and found comparable benefits for muscle protein synthesis when consumed in adequate amounts, 30-40 g, with all 9 essential amino acids. The key is ensuring complete proteins, those containing all essential amino acids, or complementary combinations, like lentils with quinoa or rice with beans. Plant proteins may require slightly higher quantities, about 10% more, due to differences in digestibility and leucine content, a critical amino acid for triggering muscle synthesis. For example, dairy and meat are rich in leucine, 2.53 g per 100 g, while plant sources like soy, 1.8 g, or lentils, 1.5 g, need strategic pairing or larger portions. The Stanford Twin Study, conducted in 2023 by Dr. Christopher Gardner, provides a groundbreaking perspective. This trial compared vegan and omnivorous diets in genetically identical twins, eliminating DNA as a variable. For 8 weeks, one twin followed a whole food, plant-based diet, while the other consumed an omnivorous diet emphasizing lean meats, vegetables, and whole grains. Both groups aimed for 1.6 g of protein per kilogram of body weight daily and stayed active. The results? Both maintained muscle mass with no significant differences in strength or body composition. The plant-based group achieved this through diverse sources like legumes, tofu, tempeh, nuts, and fortified plant milks, proving that animal protein isn't inherently superior. This challenges decades of dogma that animal proteins, complete and bioavailable, are the only path to muscle health. While animal proteins like eggs, dairy, and meat are efficient, plant-based diets can match their efficacy with intention. For example, a bedtime snack of a lentil quinoa bowl, half a cup lentils plus half a cup quinoa equals 15 g protein. With a scoop of plant-based protein powder, 20 g, hits the 30-40 g target. Other options include a soy yogurt parfait with hemp seeds and berries or a smoothie with almond butter, oats, and pea protein. These aren't bodybuilder shakes, they're accessible, whole food meals that deliver results. Beyond nutrition, there's an ethical dimension. Food choices reflect values like sustainability, animal welfare, and food justice. Plant-based eaters in the twin study reported feeling lighter, digesting meals more easily, and recovering faster, likely due to higher fiber, lower saturated fat, and fewer inflammatory compounds. This suggests that diet quality, whole versus ultra-processed, matters as much as protein source. A fast food burger may deliver protein, but its refined carbs and trans fats can spike inflammation, counteracting muscle benefits. Practical takeaway: aim for 30-40 g of protein before bed, from casein, if dairy tolerant, or plant-based sources like soy, lentils, or blended proteins. Try recipes like a tofu stir-fry with edamame and quinoa or a chickpea hummus wrap with whole grain flatbread. If plant-based, increase protein by 10% and combine sources for complete amino acid profiles. Ask yourself, how can I make my evening meal a small act of nourishment that aligns with my values? Section 3. Sleep as a muscle-building ally. Summarized muscle repair peaks during slow-wave sleep, when growth hormone surges and cortisol drops, creating an optimal environment for protein synthesis. Without adequate amino acids, however, this window is wasted, as the body may break down muscle for fuel. Studies, like a 2021 trial in the Journal of Nutrition, show that 40 g of casein before bed enhances strength gains over 12 weeks, even with identical workouts. Nutrients like tryptophan, in lentils, oats, pumpkin seeds, boost melatonin, improving sleep quality, while magnesium, almonds, bananas, aids muscle relaxation. Tart cherry juice, rich in antioxidants, reduces inflammation and enhances sleep efficiency. Practical strategies: incorporate sleep-supporting foods into your bedtime routine, like a warm oatmeal bowl with walnuts or a soy yogurt parfait with flax seeds. Avoid heavy, sugary meals that disrupt sleep. Reflect: how can your evening meal support both muscle repair and restful sleep? Section 4. The gut-muscle axis. Summarize: the gut microbiome, with its 38 trillion microbes, influences muscle health via the gut-muscle axis. A 2021 study in gut found that older adults with diverse microbiomes had greater muscle mass and strength, thanks to short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which reduce inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity. Prebiotic, fiber-rich foods, oats, lentils, bananas, feed beneficial microbes, enhancing nutrient absorption and muscle repair. Evening meals like a lentil quinoa bowl or kiwi with almond butter support both gut and muscle health. Practical takeaway: rotate fiber-rich bedtime snacks, like oats with berries or chickpeas with tahini. Check in with your digestion and sleep quality to gauge impact. Ask, how can I feed my gut to support my muscles? Section 5. Intermittent fasting and muscle preservation. Summarized: intermittent fasting, e.g., 16:8, can improve insulin sensitivity but risks muscle loss if not paired with adequate pre-fast nutrition. A 2022 JAMA internal medicine study showed that time-restricted eating led to double the lean mass loss compared to standard eating windows. To fast intelligently, consume 30 g of protein and fiber before bed and limit overnight fasts to 12 to 13 hours, especially if active or over 50. Quality matters. A lentil vegetable bowl trumps sugary cereal, Practical takeaway. Shift dinner later or add a protein-rich snack, e.g., hummus on crackers, before fasting. Reflect. Is your fasting approach fueling repair or risking muscle loss? Section 6. Micronutrients as muscle allies. Summarized micronutrients like magnesium in pumpkin seeds, spinach, potassium, bananas, lentils, vitamin D, fortified plant milks, mushrooms, and zinc, tahini, cashews, support muscle function, repair, and sleep. Whole foods provide synergistic benefits supplements can't match. A bedtime bowl of oats with almond milk, chia seeds, and banana delivers protein and micronutrients. Practical takeaway. View your evening meal as a micronutrient delivery system. Try a nutrient-dense snack like avocado toast with hemp seeds. Ask, how can I make my meals work harder for my muscles? Section 7. Ethical eating and sustainable strength. Summarized plant-based diets, as shown in the EPIC Oxford and Stanford twin studies, support muscle retention when protein and calories are adequate. Ethical eating, prioritizing sustainability, animal welfare, and food justice, enhances diet adherence. Swap whey for plant-based proteins from regenerative sources or choose high-quality, humane meat if omnivorous. A client in her 60s thrived on a plant-based diet with lentils and tofu, gaining energy and pride. Practical takeaway. Try a plant-forward bedtime meal like lentil soup or a tofu smoothie and align it with your values. Reflect. What kind of strength, physical and ethical, are you building? Conclusion. We've journeyed through the science of muscle preservation, from the power of pre-sleep protein to the gut-muscle axis, sleep quality, micronutrients, and ethical eating. The Stanford twin study showed that vegan and omnivorous diets can both preserve muscle when thoughtfully planned. Sleep is a critical window for repair, enhanced by nutrients like tryptophan and magnesium. A diverse, fiber-rich diet supports your microbiome, which in turn supports muscle health. Intelligent fasting preserves muscle when paired with quality nutrition, and micronutrients act as unsung heroes in recovery. Finally, aligning your diet with your values, whether sustainability or compassion, creates sustainable strength. Tonight, try a simple, plant-forward bedtime snack: oats with pumpkin seeds, lentil soup with sourdough, or a smoothie with tofu and berries. Notice how you sleep, feel, and recover. This isn't just about preventing muscle loss. It's about building a rhythm of nourishment that strengthens your body and soul. Share this journey with someone you care about, and let's keep growing stronger, together, on our terms.